Welcome back to the latest Reno Sparks real estate market update. We've just uncovered some stats and numbers to end 2023 that will leave you stunned. A figure that's only been lower one other time in the last 20 plus years, and another soaring higher in 2023 to its highest level since the early 2000s. What are these numbers? What is their impact on the 2023 housing market? Well, stay tuned as we take a deep dive into what this means for home sellers, buyers, and investors. Don't miss out on the insights and information that could change your outlook for 2024 and beyond. Stay tuned. You'll be glad you did.
Assist to sell way smarter.
And I want to start by saying this is for the Reno Sparks metro area only and includes single-family residential properties. So basically homes and condos. We don't include commercial lots, lands, agricultural, multifamily, any of that kind of fun stuff. So just single-family residential properties. And this is intended to be a 30,000-foot overview, macro view, if you will, of the overall Reno Sparks real estate market. Now, if you want more information on your specific home, maybe you have a home you're thinking about selling or buying and want more information, you can go visit our website, forrenohomes.com. Right here front and center, want to know what your home value is today? Click on Find Out Now. When you click on there, you can enter an address. You'll get an instant valuation. That'll give you a good idea of where to start. And we'll follow that up with a more detailed report. And there is no cost, no obligation. We're not going to drive you nuts with spam emails and phone calls, just good quality information so you can make the best decision possible with your real estate needs. So let's dive into the first chart we always look at, and that is 30-year fixed rate mortgage rates here in the U.S. And the reason we start here as well has a major impact on home prices and the overall market and demand, because 75+% of people that purchase homes right here in Reno Sparks do so with the use of a mortgage. Interest rates have a major impact on purchasing power. So the first number that I talked about on the intro, which is the highest it's been since the early 2000s, is this: mortgage rates. We saw crazy turnaround from mid to late 2022, early 2023. From extremely low interest rates, under 3 in many cases, all the way up to almost 8%, which would be the highest level. And this is the chart you see here. At the very bottom are all the dates. This charts go back to 1997-ish roughly. But as you can see, the last time interest rates were right about 8 or above was just past 2000, between 2000 and 2001. They finally fell below 8%, and we were touching 8% in 2020, towards the tail end of 2023. Now, we have got some relief recently, where interest rates right now are sitting at roughly 6.75%, which is a good sign, because obviously as interest rates fall, people can afford more, and it tends to get the real estate market moving. Now, let's talk about the number that's lower than it's been in 20 plus years, and that is the total number of sales. So what you're looking at on this chart is 2023. This is through the end of December. Total number of sales for the Reno Sparks area. Now, when you see prior period, that means 2022 was the prior period. We had 5,771. In 2023, just closed out this year, only 4,828. Again, the lowest level. Now, the only time we saw numbers this low was back in 2009 and 10. When we were at the depths of the Great Recession. So for those of you that are around for that, know how terrible that was with all the foreclosures and short sales and so on. Previous to that, it was the late 90s, early 2000s. Now, in a good market, we would expect to see somewhere around 7,000, 7,500 sales. In a mediocre market, around 6,000 to 6,500. And what would be considered a slow market is under 6,000, around 5,500, 6,000 range. We're even way below that. So a very stunning number, considering if you think about what was going on in Reno Sparks back in the early 2000s, much smaller, right? Population has grown, the housing inventory has grown dramatically. I mean, if you think about some of the surrounding communities of Double Diamond, DeMonte, and North Valleys and Spanish Springs and all these areas that have exploded with housing, and of course our population has gone up quite a bit, you can see how this number of sales is very, very low. Now, the only upside to that is when you see abnormally slow or low number of sales, that usually is followed by a rebound in sales, and we'll see how 2024 plays out, and we'll get to that more here in just a minute. The number that gets most of the headlines, which is median home price. Now, before we get into that, let's take a look at this chart. Now, these charts are gonna have a few different pieces of information. Now, of course, the chart itself along the bottom are dates, and most of these charts are gonna go back about a decade, about 10 years, and on the left side is values. Now, when you see here it says December 2023, even though this is the January 2024 market update, all these numbers we have are through the end of December. As I film this, it's early January 2024. And then when it says prior period, that would be the previous month, in this case, November of 2023. And when you see the same period prior year, well, obviously that's from December of 2023. So our median home price of all of Reno Sparks is $550,000, which is basically flat even from last month and up 6.5% from this time last year. Let's transition over to closed sales. And we looked at the total closed sales. What did we look like in December? 306 total sales. And as you can see, the fluctuation. Now this is monthly, not yearly. I just covered the yearly. So this is monthly. You can see the monthly fluctuations. They all between, at the low end, around 450, the high end, 850 up here, but usually around 750. And you can see we're significantly lower the last year or so. 306, which is down 16% from last month and down 15% from last year. Now the charts get interesting when you start breaking down total number of sales by price. Now on this chart, you can see the price here and the total sales on the left. Most of the sales are taking place between $400,000 and $750,000. If you get into the upper end price ranges, not a whole lot of sales, and of course, we don't have a lot of homes under $300,000 or condos for that matter. Let's look at the active number of homes. Now this is where we have a big issue as well. We just don't have as many homes on the market as we should for a variety of reasons. And right now we have 662, which is down significantly from November at where we were at 848. But over last year, we're down 35%. We had over 1,000 homes on the market in December of 2023. This year, only 662. Now, to be fair, this time of year, it is very common to see numbers drop. Obviously, you have holidays and New Year and Christmas. Now, when you look at total active inventory by price, again, it gets very interesting. You can see the most of the inventory is between that 4 to 750 range, but look at all the inventory at 750 to 1.5 million. You go back to the total sales, very few sales, but we're starting to see inventory build in this upper end price range. Speaking of inventory building, let's talk about new listings. Now you're probably asking, well, what's the difference between active listings and new listings? Well, active just means that they're out there on the market today. They're homes you could go look at and potentially purchase. New listings just means the total number of listings that came on the market for that particular month. Some of these might already be sold. Some of them could still be on the market. Regardless, it's just the number of homes that have come onto the market for the month. 228, which is down 26% from last month, down a whopping 20+% from this time last year. So we're just not seeing the flow of new listings come onto the market. And if we take a look at the new listings by price, you'll see that reflected here as well. So 400 to 500, 5 to 6, and so on. You can see the majority of new listings coming on the market are that 4 to 750,000 range. So what does all this mean for 2024 and beyond? Well, we're not going to know until we see things play out over the next month or two. And you can rest assured we will have all that information for you available every single month right here on the Reno Sparks Real Estate Market Update. As a matter of fact, do me a favor, go down, hit subscribe, hit that little bell icon, and you'll see when we go live and when new videos are posted so you don't miss out on any of the information that could be very valuable for you going forward. If you're thinking about selling your home, you owe it to yourself to check out Assist to Sell. Since 1987, we've been saving local homeowners here in Reno Sparks millions of dollars in commissions. And now that $49.95 is regardless of the sales price. Doesn't matter if your home is $600,000, $300,000, $900,000, doesn't matter. It also includes the multiple listing service. Happy 2024. Hopefully you got some great information. And again, if we can be of any further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll see you next time right here on the Reno Sparks Real Estate Market Update. Have a great 2024, everybody. Bye-bye.
Assist to sell way smarter.